How you guys doing? Back at you guys. Hope you guys doing okay today. I want to talk to you guys real quick. Something I was thinking about. Why can't people admit that life, why can't people admit that life is not fair? Because you always hear people say life is what you make it. Now, like I always say, guys, there are things in life that we do have control over. But there are also things that we don't have any control over. There are things we don't have any control over in this life. I used to always hear people say that you can't control every aspect of your life. I used to always hear people saying that you can control everything in your life. But let's be honest here, guys. There are certain things in life that you just don't have no control over. Why can't people admit that life is not fair? A lot of people don't want to admit that life is not fair. A lot of people want to make it seem like you're in control over everything. Now, to a certain extent, you do have control over certain things. I do feel that in life, applying, you do have to apply some effort in life. But there are a lot of things in life that are just totally out of your control. And I notice a lot of people try to make it seem like you have control over everything in your life, but you don't have control over everything in your life. There's a lot of things in this world that are totally out of your control. And I wish people would stop making it seem like you're in control of everything in your life, because you're not in control of everything. There are a lot of things that are totally out of your control. Now, if there's something that you really want to do, you can put forth the effort, but sometimes, putting forth the effort sometimes is not good enough, because you got some people that don't have to put forth much effort. I just want to tell you guys that in life, it's just best to focus on the things that you can control, and the things that you don't have no control over, it is what it is, A lot of people try to make it seem like it's easy to forget about the things that you cannot control. It's not always easy to forget about the things you can't control. Like, there are a lot of guys, for instance, that, there are a lot of guys who wish they were sex symbols. It's a lot of guys who wish that, they were guys that women wanted to bust it open for, that women wanted to throw the kitty cat at. There are a lot of guys that wish that they was one of those guys, But one thing I do know, and this is something you got to pay attention to, a lot of the guys that vagina comes easy to, notice a lot of these dudes don't have much of nothing going for them. And a lot of these dudes never had to really put in a lot of effort to get it. That's one thing you got to pay attention to. A lot of these dudes that always had women throwing vagina at them, these are dudes who never had to work hard for it. A lot of these types of guys, these are guys that women just naturally like them. You know, from the time they were young, a lot of these dudes were just natural ladies' men. You know, they were natural. They were just natural, sex magnets. You know, that's what I like to call these types of guys. These type of dudes were natural sex magnets, to where they didn't have to put a lot of effort in to get vagina. They just had women throwing it at them from a young age. And a lot of these types of dudes, they didn't have much of nothing. They didn't have, they didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have all the, the lavish, things that money can buy. A lot of these guys didn't have none of those things, but they had the women. So, I just want to say, in life, just try to focus more of your attention on the things you can control, because sitting around focusing on things that are out of your control, that's just going to make you miserable, and I know, take it from me, it's easier said than done, sitting around focusing on problems and, focusing on things that are out of your control, that's just going to make you miserable. So, just try to focus your attention more on the things that you can control in your life, like learning a skill, learning a trade, reading some books, learning information, doing things that make you happy, whether it's, playing football or going skating, playing golf, even if it's playing the video game, going to work out in the gym. When I go stay at the extended stays, I love working out in the gym. You just have to do things that you enjoy doing, things that bring you happiness. Eventually I want to get me one of those motorized scooters, you just got to do things that make you happy. Eventually I'm going to a wine bar. Eventually. That's going to be a great experience. Going to a wine bar. And I plan on, when I do go to a wine bar, I plan on doing a vlog there. But yeah, just try to focus your attention on the things you can control, and try not to focus so much on the things that are out of your control. Because focusing on all this stuff that's out of your control, that'll make you miserable. Even though it's easier said than done. But I just felt this would be a good presentation to make right quick. I don't know why people try to make it seem like, I don't know why people try to make it seem like, in life, I don't know why people try to make it seem like you have control over everything. Because you don't have control over everything in life. There's a lot of things that's out of your control. But a lot of people just don't. A lot of people try to make it seem like, that we have control over everything in our lives. And unfortunately, we don't have control over everything. Crossing the street, we don't have control over everything in our lives. So, I just wanted to tell you guys, just try to focus on the things that you can control. A lot of people don't want to admit that we're not in control of everything in our life. I noticed that. A lot of people, I guess it's a pride and ego thing with people, especially men. It's definitely a pride and ego thing with men. Men want to make it seem like they're in control of everything in their lives. And that's far from the truth. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. And anything you would like me to talk about, leave it in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a good one. And if you would like to donate, I will leave the description of where you can donate in the details of this presentation. Have a good one.